All right. It being 1:30, we're going to commence the proceedings before the special magistrate for code enforcement for the city of Palatka. By way of introduction, my name is Ron Brown. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Florida. And pursuant to city code and the state statutes for code enforcement, I've been appointed by the city commission of the city of Palatka to preside over today's proceedings. This is not a formal court of law. We are governed by the state statute and code provisions, which do not require that we follow the formal rules of civil procedure or the formal rules of evidence that you might find in a regular legal proceeding. We are required, however, to follow the basic notions of fairness and due process, and we will make every effort to extend that to everyone who participates today, both the city as well as any property owners and respondents. One of the requirements of the law, however, is that all testimony must be what is called substantial and competent. That is, it must be testimony which will allow a reasonable person to reach a reasonable conclusion regarding the facts of the matter at hand. That testimony also by law is required to be sworn. This time I'm going to ask everyone who will be testifying today to please stand. Let the record show that we have 3 of our code enforcement officers and 4 of our historic preservation director, as well as one of our respondents, Ms. Hussein, who'd be here. And take the following oath. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Let the record show that all have responded in the affirmative. We're going to take the cases in their order. We have a case that is here on continuance. Is that correct? That will be case at 313 Dodge Street. The owner of record is this is Charlene Hossein, correct? Right, and this is all right. At the last hearing, what's the state of the case, and what are we here to hear today? Just for the record.
Yes, we're back here today for this is case number 2023-051, 313 Dodge Street. It's going to be section 3032A, completing the fallen tree, and section 3169, the lower building.
All right, and we gave the continuance for what reason?
Because there was supposed to be some possible paperwork for the structure of not having the tree removed.
Okay, because you'll give the respondent opportunity to provide additional material, correct?
Yes, sir, we did.
All right, did that come in?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hossein, we're here to see about whether this tree is required to be removed.
Well, actually, it was removed on Saturday because when the foundation was done, it was done by Florida Foundation. And the company was bought over by Alpha Foundation. So when I spoke with them, they could not go back and prorate information. So I was left having to remove the tree, so which I did on Saturday. And I have my picture here.
Let me ask Ms. Lowe, where are we today from the city's viewpoint with regard to the 2 violations? We have one of 30-169 regarding mold and mildew on the building fronts and sides.
That's correct, sir.
Is that one?
Pictures were taken yesterday, August 14, 2023, and it's still showing the moldy mildew on the side.
All right, and what about the debris in the fallen tree?
That's the updated picture that was taken yesterday of, you can tell some of the tree limbs they're falling, there's a large, appears to be a large stump still there.
Okay, so what's the city looking for there in compliance?
To come to compliance, the mold to be removed and the rest of the tree stump.
All right, and did you take this photograph, which is labeled 3B?
Yes, sir.
And does this photograph accurately represent the condition of the property on date on which you took it?
Yes.
So they need to remove the stump.
Yes, sir.
All right, but the tree's gone.
So
And the stump itself is a violation?
It's still non-moving debris.
the stump is like
Hang on,
less
let
than
me
a
ask her
foot
something.
tall.
Just for my reference. So somebody cuts down a tree and leaves a stump. How low does it have to be before it's not a violation?
That's still a large part of the tree, so
So I'm just asking you what needs to be compliance.
it's better just that large chunk of the tree.
Does it need to be like the level of the ground?
To the ground.
And how much of it is sticking up there?
There's about 3.5 foot.
Okay.
And it appears to be about 5 foot long in the back.
Okay. Right, well, we've got the tree removed, apparently.
I did get the tree removed. I am at the will of the tree removal company. I do have a note here that said that they did remove one tree and they're coming back to do work on the
Okay.
tree as their schedule allows. My question is if I would like to incorporate that stump that is not 3 feet, but actually about 11 inches tall into my backyard landscape, is there a violation doing that?
My question today is what's the violation today? That's why I was asking just what's a permissible amount of tree to be left under the city code?
Well, the picture that was taken first, what I got a violation on, that has been removed. If you look at the picture that was sent in last month, that is gone.
Well, was the stump there last month?
It was done where it would not cause damage to the ground, leaving a big hole in the ground. The tree it was a large amount of tree.
Okay.
It was a whole
The
tree.
question was, last month they're hearing, tree hadn't been cut down yet, so there was no stump. It was,
Right, the tree had actually fallen over, so it's the whole tree.
you know,
It's almost all removed. You can see this much on this side, and you walk to the other side of the house, I'll highlight that it goes between that, you can see the rest of it from the right ways. Honestly, if that just gets cleaned up and cleared up, the rest of that debris, we wouldn't have a problem with the actual tree stump as long as it's not overgrown. And
Is that-
very much like, not much left of the trees that fell down, there wasn't a lot of stump.
is that a problem?
This is a picture of the stump as it looks like right now. If you'd like to take a look at that.
Okay. Well, she
There's
just
nothing
said-
behind it.
Well, she just said if you clear up the debris that's not the stump, that would be compliant.
Which debris exactly are you talking about?
Right there where the, see how you can see that tree that was cut, it's still sticking up, it's about 3 or 4 foot up. I didn't go into your yard to measure, but why we was here is 20, right up in that area, right up there.
You mean like 20 feet in my backyard? That is like a branch. You use telescopic lenses to make that look a lot worse than it
Tell you what
looks.
I want to do. I think that the way to solve this problem is you all need to get together after this hearing and decide it's exactly what it is you need to have removed. Well, you know,
If you would like-
the violation was the tree. That's been
And it's gone.
addressed. All right. But the debris from the tree, apparently, some of that is still there. And there's a question, and I think you see that, you're asking how much of it needs to be removed.
Well, what happened when the tree fell? It pulled up a lot of the ground.
Is this a problem?
It appears to be right now.
I'm asking you. Why? is
It's
it-
not a problem for me because
Okay.
I had the tree removed. They did 2 loads. It was a huge dump truck. They went, dumped it, came back, got more,
That's fine.
actually yanked out the root ball of it,
We're just trying to get this situation.
you know, so
Because
it's
there's still,
cleared out.
the code still talks about the vegetative debris.
What you see there, if you let me explain, is the dirt and the ground that when it fell, it made a big mountain of dirt, so to speak. Okay, that is going to be addressed when this company,
Can we get this
Comes back and
resolved? Can we
does
get
it.
all this done by the end of the day on November 13th?
Let's see what-
This is thinking that can, because we need to address the mold and mildew, which is just a pressure washing situation, as I recall from the last.
well, yeah, and since the siding was asbestos siding, I did use the vinegar and this is what it looks like now. It was scrubbed off.
As
there.
long as they say you're in compliance, it's not my
Okay,
job.
well, this is a stain blocker that has to sit on it for a certain amount of time. There's no mold and mildew right
All
now.
right,
This was taken today.
so here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, have you gone out there today, Ms. Lynn?
Not today, we have yesterday.
All right, so we don't know yet whether there's compliance. So here's what we're gonna do. We haven't got any evidence there's compliance. Well, this photograph, did you see this? Did you take the photograph you showed us?
This photograph is after that one
Well,
apparently,
my
because I
question
got
to
out
you
there.
was,
late
did you take the
yesterday.
photograph you're now showing us?
Yes,
And when did you take that photograph?
this morning.
Does that mean today's date on August what?
Do you like to see these?
I know, you're gonna need to leave them with us.
Okay. We'll have this one too. This is a stump that is being discussed right now.
And may I take a look at them?
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to mark these respondents 1, 2, and 3.
I do intend to have the roof redone and the whole house repainted. But I'm not going to repaint the house first before the roof is done.
The city, as I recall, was not asking me to repaint
Okay,
anything.
so because it does follow a certain amount of
Alright.
steps to be done.
Let the record show that respondents 1, and you took all these photographs
Yes,
yourself?
sir.
And the date for respondents 1, when did you take that?
That is was taken this morning.
And it
That's
actually
today.
represents,
That's what it looks like right now.
and it actually represents condition of property.
Yes, sir.
that you took it.
Yes,
If you let me finish for the record, it would be helpful to make sure we have a clean record. Respondents 2, which shows a side of the house with air conditioner. Did you take this photograph?
yes, sir.
When did you take it?
This morning.
And it accurately represents condition. of
Yes,
property
sir.
damage to- Okay. Third photograph, again, shows a side elevation of the house, and you took that one?
Yes, sir. This morning.
And you took it yourself?
Yes, sir.
And it does actually represent the condition? of
Yes, sir.
property. Okay. So my question, city is this going to be compliant?
Yes, I can go out there and I have a full home picture to verify and if it
Okay.
looks like that statement. On the trees here.
So the only thing left, it looks like, is just to get this debris around the tree. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Mr. Brown, hi, this is Valeria Thomas, the city attorney.
Yes, ma'am?
We would prefer that Code Enforcement Officer Chrissy Lowe verify the condition of the pictures that were presented by the respondents to state that the mold and mildew has been removed. You know, so in order for her to have a clean record also with her file, that she needs to go out and also take pictures and photos of the
Okay.
area with mold
And
and mildew.
that's up to the code enforcement staff, is that, and I certainly take that as an appropriate gesture. Let's do this. We're going to continue it one more time until the next meeting in September. And give code enforcement a chance to go out and evaluate whether it's been compliance with regard to the violation regarding the mold and mildew, specifically the alleged violation of 30-169. And to go out and take a look at the condition of the property related to the alleged violation of 30-32A, the debris and fallen large tree, and make some determination about what other debris needs to be removed from the property, with the understanding that the stump as it exists appears to be satisfactory. Everybody clear? So if you get that done, you won't have to come back.
I have to be out of town in September to assist my mom with some
Well,
surgery preparation. So if you can
This
extend
is
that,
August. You can go out there today.
pardon me?
Yeah, this is August.
Okay.
You won't, my point being, you won't have to go out there and be here in September at all. If you can get this taken care of before the September, what date would be the next hearing?
What exactly would you like me to take care of? Looking at my pictures, what exactly is left to be done?
City's going to go out and take a look at the property, verify that there's compliance, and then come back and verify as what needs to be done with regard to the remaining debris. Next meeting is
September 19th, sir.
September 19th. And if everything's done by September 19th, there won't be a need to have to come to that hearing. All the city wants is some compliance. We're not finding a violation today. There's no fine that will accrue as of today. There would have to be an order finding a violation before a fine would accrue, and that hasn't happened yet. It could not happen before September 19th. So unless you've got some reason now, when are you going to be gone in September?
Pretty much the whole month of September. I have to assist my mom with her medical conditions.
My reaction is, from what you're telling me, you should be able to get this resolved by the end of August. If for some reason you cannot, you make sure you stay in contact with the county. They have an option as what they want to do about rescheduling the hearing.
And can Ms. Lowe
City.
provide me with I'm not sure about that. Can you provide me with what can and cannot be done in landscaping
purpose of
in the
this.
backyard, please?
That's the purpose of their visit.
Okay. Okay, if you give me a time and you'd be out there, try to be home at that time. Sure, you have my, okay. Okay,
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate your efforts at compliance. All right, during next case is property located at 515 North 14th Street, case 2023-121. The owner of record appears to be Nuco NEUCO Distributors LLC. Mr. Green.
Yes, first reserve is 27/2023, the notice of hearing was sent 7/27/23, the green card for the notice of hearing did come back signed. Complex post was H2/2023, the site post was 7/27/2023. Section 30-169, building front size, building streets and flooded areas, mobile mildew, paint deterioration, and rotten and weakened wood.
All right. Anyone representing Nuco Distributors LLC present? Seeing and hearing no one, and with regard to due process, I see that the green card from the U.S. Postal Service for the certified mail was signed by someone at the P.O. Box 560, Boston, Florida 32607 address. I cannot make out the name completely. It looks like an L was starting with an H, perhaps Happy. Have you had any contact with anyone from Nuco Distributors LLC?
Yes, sir. I think I talked to the owner here in the court, in the City Hall earlier. He had another meeting to go to. So we just.
You think you talked to him? What made you think he was the owner?
I think, because he said the name is Judge,
And I know myself, we had a conversation with him last week. He was aware of it and I gave him some, what's going on with the case. So he's aware of the situation.
J-U-D-D Newcomb Distributors.
I'm sorry?
Judd Newcomb, that's his name.
All right.
Newcomb.
And you got the green card signed.
Yes.
And you posted it also?
Yes, sir.
And you posted it on July 27th?
Yes, sir.
And did you have the conversation with him after July 27th?
Yeah, this was last week. When we had a
Last
conversation.
week?
And
Did he indicate any interest in complying?
he indicated that he was trying to come and find that he wouldn't be here today. And we just got a text from that city clerk saying that he implied that you would cover the case for him.
Okay, the violations for the record appear to be of section 30-169 of the city code regarding building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas. Basically, every part of a visible structure visible from a public right of way or abutting street should be structurally sound. Rotten or weakened portions should be removed, repaired, replaced, and exposed wood should be stained or painted. Cleaning of graffiti, litter, dirt, and debris. So show me what we have for that violation. This also about mildew,
Yes, sir.
right? Same code provision also provides mildew should be cleaned from buildings having street visibility. Not more than 10% of a building having street visibility may have mildew. Right. You want to show me some photographs?
Yes.
Did you take these photographs personally?
Yes, sir.
And do they actually represent the condition of the property or date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
All right, please proceed.
Is this picture on 1A? Matter of fact, Mr. Newton just came in.
Just came in. Mr. Brown, he just came in.
Hi there. And you are,
Judge Neufeld,
oh, you're the respondent?
I am.
Come on out.
Thank you.
Your timing is good. And could you get your name and address for me?
Sure, William Neufeld, P.O. Box 500, Bostwick, Florida, 32007.
And you are principal with Nuco Distributors LLC?
I am, sir.
And that corporation.
Mr. Brown?
owns-
Hi, it's Valeria again. Could you swear him in also, sir?
I'm just getting ready to do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
No problem. And you are a principal with Nuco Distributors LLC?
Yes, sir.
All right, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And you are Nuco is the owner of the property at 515 North 14th Street.
Correct.
Just so you know, before you came in, the city made some representations regarding some conversations that you had with Mr. Cutright
I did.
with regard to this issue?
Yeah, I
And
did.
see what's going to go on. Okay. Let Mr. Green proceed with his presentation. You'll get a chance to respond and ask any questions you may have. All right,
All right.
thank you. Mr. Green?
This picture one taken 6/27/23, have the paint deteriorating and a rotten weakened wood. That's the front left side of the house.
So what are we looking at? I see some yellow siding, I see some red columns, I see some white sashes, and I see a porch.
You saw that paint, red column and the yellow, that's deteriorating paint. You have some rotten wood at the corner of the left front of the house and porch.
So the yellow and the red need painting,
Yes, sir.
and the porch needs,
The plank removed in place.
all right, needs replacement.
Yeah.
And Ms. Walsh, this is not a historic area home, is it?
No,
She indicates it is not. All right, please proceed. Is that it?
Yes.
So I would like to
What
request,
was,
oh,
I'm at, Mr. Green, is that the end of your presentation?
doing something else. This is 2B, this takes 8/10/2023. Same picture, same placement of the house.
So is this the same elevation, just moved around the corner to the
Yes.
left?
Yes,
So that yellow is the same yellow in the previous picture?
yes, sir.
All right, what needs to be done in this picture? Other than the yellow paint, the red paint and the porch?
Yes, sir.
What else?
The porch and the planks need to be replaced and the paint need to be, a fresh uniform coat of paint. On the column and the wall.
Okay. So this is just a matter of painting the red portion?
No, so the yellow house, the
Oh, so
yellow,
it's the same solution as the previous picture?
yes, sir.
And you can see these elevations from,
Yes, sir.
what is it, 14th Street?
Yes, sir. No 14th Street.
Okay, next.
This is the right side of the house front. And the same deterioration of paint on the column and the wall, front wall.
What about the porch?
Yes, sir. It's not as bad on this side as on the other side.
What does the city specifically want done there?
Pressure wash, clean, fresh uniform coat of paint on the column and the wall.
What about the porch?
Yes, sir. On the wall, the bottom of the porch right there. Replace any rotten and weakened planks that's on the porch.
Is the soffit a part of anything?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, next.
It's a closer picture of it. This is 2B. This was taken August 10th, 2023. Same
Now-
side of the house.
All right, this is the same view as in the previous picture, 2A? Okay. Number 3A,
The same thing, paint duration on a, I guess,
what's the city want done here?
fresh coat of paint.
What about the soffit?
Yes, sir. That's part of the deterioration of the paint. So,
I'm sorry,
yes, sir, that's part of the picture.
what do you want done to the soffit?
Paint.
Paint it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
the
that's
co-
right.
or
That's
the
right.
the color choices are satisfactory?
That's what we rotten wood hanging down in the soffit.
Okay. So you just need to paint the soffit, clean and paint the soffit.
Yeah.
All right,
And this is a wide picture, it's more of the rotten weakened wood.
we're still looking at the front elevation of the house.
Yes, sir. And we have a little soffit hanging down the rock, weakened wood from the soffit. The front of the house as you're walking up the stairs.
All right,
And this is 4A with the mold and mildew.
and this is on
This is
the
on. you can see-
front elevation on the right front, well, as you look at it from the street.
Yes, sir.
So what needs to be done in this? picture?
Pressure wash and part of it look like it need to be painted, fresh uniform coat of paint.
So pressure washing
Yes, sir.
is a no.
Yes, sir, pressure wash.
Okay.
And this is another side picture, same picture, same side, just a different angle of the mold and mildew.
Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, it looks like the city has basically pressure wash, paint, and repair the porch and some elements of the soffit over the porch on the front elevation. What say you, sir?
I can do that. So
You can do all that? Well, I'm glad to see the cooperation. They're trying to get some appearances up, I guess, in terms of what they want to accomplish. Mr. Green, what kind of time frame are you looking at?
90 days.
That would be November 13th.
Yes.
Is that satisfactory to you?
Well, I'd like a little more if I could. Is it possible to go 4 months?
Well, the city's gonna be the one primarily making that decision. I mean, if it's too short, there might be a reason, or too long, there might be a reason. Again, understand, the only reason we're here is that the city's looking for some compliance and making sure that it gets done. This is basically a motivator. There's no fine that will accrue today, even if there are violations, which will be found. The question is, what's reasonable? I'll leave it up to them to decide what it is they'd like. They just want to see some kind of good faith progress on this.
Well, what we do is, as you start working on the project, as you get closer to that date, get with Mr. Green and we'll make a decision whether you extend your time or not.
Thank you very much.
And just stay in touch with them. That's the key. Just don't leave them out tomorrow. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Well, what we're going to do is find a violation of 30-169 of the city code regarding building fronts and sides of budding streets or public areas due to mold and mildew, paint deterioration, and rot and weakened wood on the elevation facing North 14th Street. Will issue an order finding the violation and requiring the property brought into compliance within 90 days of the date of the hearing, that is by the end of business, November 13th, 2023. In the event of non-compliance, a $25 a day fine shall commence on November 14th, 2023. It's my understanding that the parties will confer and make sure progress is being satisfactory. And if it is, city may continue at their discretion with regard to a further continuance for another hearing.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, final case. This is case 2023-124. Ellis Rosa Lee is an owner of record property located at 822 North 18th Street. If Ellis Rosa Lee or anyone representing Ellis Rosa Lee present. Seeing and hearing no one, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir. Purple 37/5/2023, and open stand at 7/27/23. No green card was signed or returned complex posting 8/2/2023. The site posting is 7/27/2023. The violations are trash and debris and abandoned vehicle, no state tag.
All right, let me just a couple of due process questions, since we do not have a respondent present. Looked like the green card from the Postal Service was sent back unsigned in response to the mailing of the certified letter. The mailing address appears to be 7987 North Thorn Avenue, apartment 144, Pinedale, California, 93650. Is that correct? And that's the official address of record of the property appraiser and tax collector's rolls.
Yes.
Any contact with the owner, Ms. Ellis, or anyone representing her?
No.
There's no one on the property at all. All right, the alleged violation is a 30-32A, prohibited conditions and nuisance, specifically the accumulation of trash, junk, or debris, living and non-living plant material, and hazardous trees. And also a violation of 30-32B, prohibited conditions and public nuisances and concerning abandoned property, abandoned vehicles. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, show me what you have. And you have photographs?
Yes.
And did you take these photographs yourself?
Yes, sir.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property on date in which you took them?
Yes.
All right, please proceed.
This picture of 180 was taken 7/5/2023. It's on 32 section B, abandoned vehicles, no state tag. Neither one of those vehicles have a tag, and they've been there for a while, because that's my route to work. And they just been sitting there, and the other trash and debris on the other side of the truck.
Or have you got some later photographs?
Yes,
All right. This is 810,
yes, sir. It's 810.
and they haven't been moved,
No, sir. Not up to my knowledge. Not up to date.
and they're untagged.
Yes.
Are there any other evidences that they're not mobile? Like,
Well, I think the truck on the right hand side, I think it has any tires when I couldn't get close enough to see. I think they have issues.
Okay.
And this is supposed to picture 2875 of the Yukon with no tag, no state tag.
all right.
And this is on 2B18-2023, for the Yukon abandoned vehicle, no state tag. And this is the Dodge truck on 7/5/2023, picture 3A, abandoned, still no state tag. And this is 3B, Dodge truck taking 8/10/2023, abandoned vehicle, no state tag. And this picture of the trash and debris.
And we're looking, this is picture 4A,
Yes,
and we're looking at just the man-made shopping carts,
yes,
trash cans. Other, we're not talking vegetation, just man-made debris, correct?
yes. The grass cut then later on like 18/2023, the grass was really high, but I couldn't add that back onto it.
Okay, next.
And this is 18/2023, picture 4B, trash and debris.
So all of the, shopping carts and trash barrels and it's like a burn pit,
Yes,
a table. And all that needs to go, correct?
this is on the corner of Washington and North 18th Street. And you go down 19th Street, you also see it. I don't know why they would do that, but
Okay. So basically, we're looking at 2 motor vehicles which appear to be abandoned due to the fact they're not registered,
yes,
haven't been moved. And then at least 5 items of the debris
Yes.
in the yard need to be taken out of the yard.
yes,
How much time are you asking for?
30 days.
Last call for Rosa Lee Ellis or anyone representing Rosa Lee Ellis. Hearing and seeing no one, we're going to find appropriate issue an order finding a violation of section 30-32A of the City of Palatka Code regarding prohibited conditions and public nuisances due to accumulations of man-made trash and debris in the yard, and a violation of section 30-32B of the City of Palatka Code regarding prohibited conditions and public nuisances due to the 2 abandoned vehicles with no license tags parked on the property for at least 2 months. Will issue an order finding the violations, requiring that the owner remedy the issues by removing the trash and debris and having the abandoned vehicles removed from the property or properly licensed and tagged. In the event of non-compliance, fine of $5 a day per violation will begin to accrue within 30 days, after 30 days of the hearing, or by the end of business on November 14th, 2023. Means the fines will actually begin on September 14th, 2023. Fines will begin on September 15th, 2023 in the event of non-compliance. Right. The agenda magically has concluded, and therefore we are going to conclude today's proceedings before the special magistrate. Thank everyone for